If you're a shorter guy over 40, you might feel like the clothing industry wasn't exactly designed with you in mind. Ever put on a shirt and feel like you're swimming in it, or worn pants that bunch up like an accordion at your ankles? You're not alone. The wrong clothes can make a shorter man look even smaller than he is. But today, we're fixing that. We're counting down 10 fashion mistakes that short men over 40 must avoid, and how to fix each one with sharp alternatives. These tips will help you look taller, younger, and more confident without platform shoes or a time machine. Let's jump in. Mistake number 1, wearing ill-fitting baggy clothes. Many guys stick to loose, baggy shirts and roomy pants, thinking they're comfy or hiding the flaws. In reality, drowning in oversized clothing makes you look sloppier and even shorter, like a kid wearing his dad's suit. As style expert Brock McGough says, wearing clothes that are too long or wide totally kills your look no matter how nice or expensive your clothes are. So you should avoid anything that fits like a trash bag. That means dress shirts with shoulders drooping off your frame, jackets with sleeves past your knuckles, and pants that are saggy or bunching up. What to do instead? A good tailor is your best friend. For example, get those sleeves and trouser hems shortened and take in the excess fabric. Opt for brands like Canali and Zegna that offer short sizes or specialty lines for shorter men. If your budget allows, invest in made-to-measure pieces. A perfectly fitted navy suit from, say, Tom Ford or a custom tailor will do more for your stature than any baggy $99 department store suit ever could. Number 2, letting pants puddle or cuffing them up. Pants that are too long covering your shoes or scrunching up at the ankle can make your legs look stumpier. Some short guys resort to massive cuffs or rolling up their jeans to deal with extra length, but those big breaks in the fabric visually cut your height down. So always avoid trousers with lots of extra length or big turn-ups. No more walking on your hems or rolling up 3 inches of denim. Also avoid extremely low-rise pants that sit way below your waist. They make your torso look longer and legs even shorter. So what to do instead? Hem your pants to the proper length, generally a slight break or no break at all. Your pants should just kiss the top of your shoes, not engulf them. If you're rocking jeans or chinos, get them hemmed, or find brands like Peter Manning or Under 510 that offer shorter inseams off the rack. By eliminating pant puddles, you elongate your legs instantly. And skip the bulky cuffs. A clean hemline always looks sharper. Your goal is a long, unbroken trouser line that adds height. Pair those well-fitted pants with shoes in a similar color to further lengthen your silhouette. Number 3, drowning in long jackets and coats. Oversized jackets, blazers, or coats that hang too long can make a shorter man look even shorter. If your sport coat fits like a trench on you, or your overcoat could double as a bathrobe, it's hurting your proportions. A jacket that's too long in the body will make your torso seem huge and your legs toy-sized. Likewise, sleeves that cover your hands look like you're a kid playing dress-up. So avoid jackets that fall far past your mid-thigh or have overly long sleeves. Classic trench coats are notorious assassins of style for short guys, as one style blog put it. They drown your frame in fabric. So what to wear instead? Keep your jackets in proportion. For suit jackets and blazers, a good rule is for the jacket to end around mid-crotch level, not down to your fingertips. Many brands offer short sizes. For example, a 40S in Brooks Brothers or Armani will have shorter length and sleeve than a regular. Take advantage of that, or get jackets altered. A well-tailored blazer that hits the right length will give you a balanced, taller look, with your legs and torso in harmony. For outerwear, consider cropped pea coats, waist-length jackets, or modern top coats that end above the knee. A luxury brand like Burberry actually offers trench coats in different lengths and go for the short version that ends mid-thigh instead of calf. Number 4, untucking long shirts meant to be tucked. If you're a shorter man, an untucked shirt with an overly long hem completely throws off your body proportions. Those shirts are designed to be tucked in. That's why they cover your butt. When you leave them out, you end up looking sloppy and shorter, because your legs start visually where the shirt ends. Always avoid wearing traditional dress shirts untucked, especially if they fall past mid-fly or mid-rear. Also avoid super long casual tees or polos that hit way below your waist. And beware of pairing untucked long shirts with low-rise pants. That combo can drop your perceived waistline to your hips, making your legs look hobbit length. Always tuck it in or get shirts that are made to be worn untucked. If you want that laid-back untucked style, buy shirts specifically cut shorter in the hem. Brands like Untuck It literally exist for this purpose. A casual button-down or polo should end around mid-fly at most when untucked. If it's longer, tuck it in or get it hemmed. When you do tuck, consider medium-high rise pants, which naturally shorten your torso and lengthen your legs. The key is to keep that visual waist higher. Number 5. Big, bold patterns that overwhelm you. Loud patterns can be fun, but on a shorter gentleman, huge plaids, busy checks, or wide stripes can overwhelm your smaller frame. A giant window pane plaid sport coat, for example, can make you look like a walking checkerboard and draw attention to your width rather than height. Horizontal stripes are the classic culprit. Broad horizontal lines visually cut you in half, making you look wider and shorter. That stylish, bold plaid flannel or those big graphic prints might actually be sabotaging you, giving your torso a stumpy look. So always avoid large-scale patterns. This means huge plaids, thick horizontal striped sweaters, or oversized camo prints. Also, avoid wearing too many patterns at once. Multiple loud patterns in one outfit can swallow you whole. The goal is not to dress like a wallpaper sample. What to do instead? Scale down the patterns and favor vertical elements. You don't have to avoid patterns entirely, just choose smaller, narrower patterns that complement your size. For example, instead of a bold window pane suit, try a subtle pinstripe suit. The vertical pinstripes create an elongating effect. If you like plaids, opt for a small-scale gingham or micro-check shirt in, say, a navy or burgundy. It adds interest without screaming. One style rule of thumb patterns shouldn't wear you. You wear the patterns, so keep them proportional. Number 6, wearing loud, bright colors head to toe. Sometimes you want to break out that fire engine red shirt or those neon sneakers, but super bright colors, especially in large swaths, can swallow up a shorter guy and draw attention away from you to the clothes themselves. A blindingly bright outfit can almost wear you instead of the other way around. For men over 40, it can also come off as trying a bit too hard to be trendy or youthful. The result? You look like a highlighter and not necessarily taller or classier, so always avoid neon anything. Very loud shades like electric yellow, lime green, hot orange, especially as a top or full suit. A short man in an overly vivid shirt can appear smaller because the color is doing all the shouting. What to do instead? Embrace a more muted, monochromatic palette. Deep, rich tones and neutrals will generally be your best friends. Dark colors like navy, charcoal, black, and burgundy are slimming and elongating. They create a sleek line and let people notice you, not just your clothes. That doesn't mean your wardrobe must be 100% grayscale or boring. You can absolutely use color, but deploy it strategically. For example, a pop of color in a pocket square, tie, or socks can show personality without overwhelming your frame. Number 7. High contrast outfits that cut you in half. This one's a bit counterintuitive. It's not about any single item, but how you pair them. Wearing a very light color on top and a very dark color on bottom, or vice versa, creates a sharp horizontal line at your waist. For a shorter man, that contrast at the midsection is like a big arrow saying, "Look how short my legs are." Always avoid extreme contrast between upper and lower body. Common culprits: a black shirt with white pants, a dark jacket with very light pants, or even tucking a white shirt into dark jeans with a contrasting belt. That belt becomes a literal line cutting your frame. What to do instead? Go low contrast or monochromatic. By wearing colors in the same family or of similar depth, you create a continuous visual flow from shoulders to shoes. For example, try a navy blazer with dark gray trousers or a burgundy sweater with dark wash jeans. The tones complement each other rather than clash. Monochrome outfits are a well-known height hack because they don't chop you up. A charcoal sweater over black jeans with black Chelsea boots, for instance, will make you look taller and sleeker than a light dark color-blocked outfit. Number 8. Clunky chunky shoes. We know the temptation. A shoe with a thick sole or a chunky build might add a bit of height. But if you go overboard, you'll actually call more attention to your short stature in a negative way. Big clunky shoes are boots. Think giant work boots, huge white dad sneakers, or those obvious height-lifting elevator shoes often look disproportionate on a shorter guy. They make your feet look big and your legs look shorter by comparison. Always avoid extremely thick-soled boots, platform sneakers, or any footwear that's overly chunky. Those popular oversized designer sneakers are usually not doing short men favors. Same goes for the infamous elevator shoes that promise plus 3 inches but have you looking like you're on stilts. They tend to be too bulky and actually draw the eye downward. What to do instead? Choose sleek, moderate profile footwear. The goal is a Goldilocks sole, not paper thin but not cartoonishly thick. A bit of lift from a normal heel is perfectly fine. In fact, a well-made pair of boots will naturally give you an inch of height and look stylish doing it. So consider adding some boots to your wardrobe. A pair of sleek Chelsea boots or chukka boots in suede or leather can elevate your look without screaming. I'm wearing height boosters. Brands like Allen Edmonds or Chelsea Boot Styles by Saint Laurent offer quality options. Number 9. Wearing a watch that's way too big. A wristwatch is one of the classiest accessories a man can wear, especially for the over 40 crowd. But if you have smaller wrists or hands and you slap on a gigantic 50mm case-size watch, it's going to look like a saucer on your arm. An oversized watch overwhelms a smaller frame. The eye goes straight to the huge watch instead of your overall look. It's out of proportion. Always avoid jumbo case watches. If your wrist is, say, 6.5 inches around, you probably should avoid those 45mm plus chronographs. Also avoid super thick watch cases that sit like a hockey puck on your arm. And if you're dressing up, avoid plastic or rubber straps that make the watch look more like a sports gadget. What to do instead? Invest in a timepiece that's classy and appropriately sized. For a shorter man or anyone with smaller wrists, sweet spot case sizes are typically around 36mm to 40mm diameter. A thinner case profile also hugs your wrist better and looks sleek. Great news, many of the most iconic luxury watches are actually in this size range. Consider a Rolex Date, just 36 or a Rolex Day-Date 36mm of pure classic style. Other excellent choices, the Omega Speedmaster reduced if you like sportier, or a Cartier Tank. These will complement your frame rather than overpower it. Number 10. Oversized belt buckles and giant logos as accessories. A huge cowboy-style belt buckle or an enormous designer logo buckle can overwhelm a shorter man's frame. It creates a focal point smack in the center of your body that's often too large and breaks the vertical line. Similarly, massive logos on shirts or back pockets of jeans draw attention in a way that can shrink you visually or just look tacky. After 40, wearing big flashy logos can also come off as a bit gauche, like you're trying to prove something, so always avoid wearing extra wide belts, big buckles, and garish logos. If your belt looks like a WWE Championship belt, it's a problem. Short men especially should avoid very thick belts and high-contrast belts. Also, avoid making logos the centerpiece of your outfit. That oversized polo pony or huge Gucci logo tee isn't doing your style any favors. What to do instead? Keep accessories proportional and classy. Opt for belts around 1 to 1.25 inches wide for dress belts. A slimmer belt actually lengthens your look. Match the belt color to your pants or shoes for a seamless line. If you do wear a belt, choose a modest buckle. A small polished silver square or a simple frame buckle looks elegant. Brands like Salvatore Ferragamo have belts where the buckle is tasteful and not the size of a dish plate.